Welcome back to Cards and Comics, guys. I have another 90s box break. We're getting close to 100, guys. I mean, we're like 85, 86. You know, I look back, 87, I think. So we're getting close. We're getting close to the 90s, okay? I promise you box break 100 will be something really cool. But here we are with Sports Illustrated World Series Fever presented by Fleer. I mean, that's a lot of stuff going on in this one box. Now, I get right to it. For anyone who knows this product, it is a very inexpensive box from the 90s. And it doesn't have things like autographs, stuff that you would have really expected to be in something like a Sports Illustrated box. And we'll go through they actually have the odds here on the side, so we'll just kind of go through them. There is something cool in the set, though. I believe there's parallels in the set, so we'll talk about it in a second. But if you look on the side of the box here, you'll see what it says. It says 150 basic players, 120 player cards, 20 cover collections, 10 magnificent moments. Look for sequentially numbered extra edition cards numbered to 98 and first edition limited to 1. So there's one of ones in this set, guys. Now, there's also some insert sets. There's Reggie Jackson picks, 1 in 12, 10 MVP collections, 1 in 4, 10 Autumn Excellence, 1 in 24, and Autumn Excellence Gold, 1 in 240. So, and there's 3 inserts we definitely want to try to hit here. The Autumn Excellent Gold out of 240 packs, the 101s, or the number to 98 parallels. So that's kind of cool. There's 101s in here. So that makes this box a little bit more fun to try to open. Now, on the open market, I've seen some of these cards, and the parallels aren't like that distinctive. So it's not like they're just completely different in design. I think it's just different foil stamp or something. The ones I looked at, I think they were just different color foil stamping on the front. But it's still cool to hit 101s back in this time period. Again, this is, it doesn't even have the year on the front. So let's see if it says it on there. It doesn't even have the year. So I'll have to kind of look. It's 1998, guys. Sorry about that. 1998. So, so this is one of those products where you could probably buy 5 or 6 boxes for like $150. I bet you can get this for $35, $40 a box. If you buy it in bulk, you might get down to $30 a box because it really doesn't have much going for it other than those parallels and maybe those, what do you call them, golden moments or autumn excellence golds. So, and again, prices on the secondary market, even if you hit something like that, they're not going to be huge. But we'll see what we get. And again, it's kind of fun. I've never opened this product. In fact, it's one of those products that I didn't even know existed as a collector until really later on when I really got into, right now opening a lot of packs. So it's 24 packs in a box. And back in the day, let's see if it actually has an SRP on it. Sometimes these boxes did have SRPs, just to give you what the pack would have cost back in the day. See, they actually have one of the packs here. Now, these aren't the overly glossy packs or cards, so they don't stick, which is another good thing about them. I don't see an SRP, so I'm assuming these were $2 to $3 a pack, like a lot of cards were back in the day, or $1.99. It could have been, a $1.99 kind of product. So let's go through it. Let's see if we can hit something cool. Again, it's always fun to see stuff that I've never seen before. I've never opened these cards before. I've never seen these cards. So there's kind of a cover, maybe a card. All right. I've heard that there's some good photography in here. Again, there's Carl Pavano. So if I hit like a couple cool Griffies and Thomas cards and Bonds, that'd be fun. So here is, again, they have like kind of cool World Series. Here is Brooks Robinson. That's kind of cool. Watch and Play and Win 1998 Players Choice Award Show on ESPN. So here's like some kind of weird contest. So you could win a trip for something. Kerry Wood, again, nice photo. And then got Kenny Lofton. So just from a card design perspective, they are glossy, but they're not sticky, which is kind of good. Here's the backs. They have full stats. You want to look at the stats here. Got full stat backs. Nice photo. I don't think there's anything wrong with the design, honestly. I've seen a lot worse. So, I mean, I have seen some ugly cards in my day opening 90s products to where you can look at, where you're just like, they did not care one iota what the cards looked like. They just wanted to make a set and cash in. This is not that bad. I mean, obviously there's, it's a very basic design, but it is glossy. It's full bleed, and there are some good photos. So I don't think it's as bad as a lot of sets around this time. Here's some, and again, it's all themed on the World Series. So again, that's what's cool. In our first kind of a little bit of a hit, King Griffey Jr. And there's the junior card. That's kind of cool. So we'll put this in kind of like our little bit of a semi-hit pile. Okay. I always pull the Griffies, the Thomases, the Bonds, the Jeters. Now, will there be a Jeter in this product? I'm not sure. I think around 98 is when they started making the series, right? Was that the first year the Yankees won, was a 98? So maybe it wouldn't be because this is a 98 product. But, I think they started getting into the series. The Yankees started being good. So you might have some Jeter cards. So Mickey Lolich. Here is MVP collection. Brett Saberhagen. Okay. So I think, this is an insert right here. So, Brett Saberhagen. Okay. Not the craziest. But, it's an insert. Canada's team. Toronto Blue Jays, Chipper Jones. Maybe there's a Bill Mazeroski card here. That'd be kind of fun. His 1960 game-winning home run. So I'm not hating the product. It's $35, guys. I mean, come on. I have a lot of people tell me like, how come you open up so much crap on your channel? Like, you're not going to make any money back on those cards. I'm like, well, it's a lot of fun for one thing, and I'm doing it to kind of document all these kind of products. For someone who ever wants to go and say, hey, what was it like to open a box in Sports Illustrated Fleer before I opened my box? What's in there? Well, here you go. Here's a video. You can watch it. But outside of that, I have a lot of fun going back and seeing players and cards that I've never seen before. Again, this is like, I like that. I've always liked that photo right there, that Lou Brock photo. It's a huge, it makes me happy. Again, to see that photo. I'm a big Lou Brock fan. It's funny, like, here we go. Then 1962 World Series. It's kind of a cool cover. And again, I like that. Looking back on the old covers, I don't have a memory of all the covers from Sports Illustrated back in the day. I know some people were huge into Sports Illustrated. My dad didn't have a subscription, so I was just exposed to it later in life. When I just saw photos or, players I liked, and kind of people would get autographs at card shows, and I see some covers there, but I wasn't really into it until later on. And then still to this day, I'm not like a huge like Sports Illustrated fan in terms of collecting Sports Illustrateds, going back and getting all my favorite player and all their cover appearances. The Wade Boggs. Again, a lot of horizontal cards too, so they were definitely showcasing photography in a set. And one of the things as a collector, I think I've talked about this before, but that happens when you're a collector is people give you stuff as a collector because they think, you like it, which is fine. I don't mind it because it shows people are nice. But one of the things that they always give, I think, people who collect sports cards is they give you Sports Illustrateds because they think, oh, that's cool. They think, which it's not without reason that you as a sports card collector, you would like a Sports Illustrated, and that's kind of cool. MVP collection. So there we go. 1979 Willie Sturgill. Love that. I like that card a lot. So I'm just really glad I hit that. I don't care. It's not worth 10 cents. It's just cool to see that card because that's really the last time the Pirates did anything in the postseason. But back to the Sports Illustrated thing is, yeah, like people just kind of give you Sports Illustrateds, and then you kind of have to take them because it's kind of rude not to take something someone gives you. But then they take up a lot of space. And I'm a comic book collector, so I have some boxes to put stuff into. But it's just one of those things where I just don't want to say no, but I also don't really want to have to store them. So I have thrown away Sports Illustrateds before, just because I just don't want to lug them around. When I move, I've had, as most people do, you've moved a few times in my life. And at that point, that's when the Sports Illustrated sometimes get purged. That people have kind of given me. Now, if they're cool, like if they're a Clemente or something that's just really cool, I will keep those. I'm not going to just be like, oh, get rid of everything. But I've had people just give me, just like stacks and stacks of Sports Illustrated. So I'm like, I don't need them. The new Mr. October, Earl Hershiser. So that's kind of interesting. Andy Benes. And so I haven't seen anything that looks like a parallel. So if you've seen something, I don't know, put it in the comments. It looks like the inserts are right here after this. Again, we saw that one already. So here's Greg Maddux, and so this is Reggie's pick. So these are embossed. And again, they almost had something going on here. Like, okay, they have an embossed card. It's pretty clean design. If this was foil, right? This is reflective. This card would have looked super cool. Like, I think it's a nice looking card. It could have been great. Like, they're like one or two design steps away from making this set look really, really nice. Like, this set could have been pretty cool. Like, they got great photography. Like, that's they got that going on. Now, do they have, like a card like that where they got embossing, right? So they did one little design element that's pretty cool, but they didn't combo it. And so to me, it's a little flat when you look at it as just a card. But it's not that bad. I like the color combinations. It's pretty good, honestly. Like, I mean, for again, for a $35 a box product, the designs are not that bad. I've opened, and again, I'm not a hater of Pacific, but I've opened some Pacific products that were just pretty awful, like that were in this kind of $35 or lower end range, like Piazza. So, I've seen some pretty awful stuff, and this is not awful. I mean, if you feel the base cards are thicker than normal cards, I mean, they're not super duper cheap. So I'm a little interested in what this was a box originally. I think this could have been one of those like $60 boxes back in the day. Like this may have been, oh, there it is. Earlier I said, no, I might get a Bill Mazeroski card. There it is. That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, like, like this is not bad, honestly. Again, it's all price comparative. So yes, value is never going to be there on a set like this, just because it's fallen through the cracks of time. And once it's fallen through the cracks of time, it's very difficult for it to ever become popular again. Like to gain luster for something that it never really ever had. It fell into the abyss when it was released. It wasn't popular from day one, and there's nothing in it other than the 101s probably as a player collector that you're probably like even that interested in. But even there, it's like, I'm sure like a lot of people are like, if I can't get the 101 Sports Illustrated World Series, and my collection is terrible. I don't think most people are just like, oh, if I can find it, that'd be cool, but my life will go on without it. Pretty cool. 57 World Series. That's cool. Reggie Sanders. A Royal Crown. We'll see if, kind of cool. And again, I do like seeing these old photos. It's just kind of cool. So there's some nostalgia here too. Craig Biggio, Matt Morris. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard, Yeah. Oh, the other thing I was going to talk about this set too, that is really odd for me to think about, because there was sets from Sports Illustrated around this time period that had autographs. It's weird to me that they didn't focus on autographs. This would have been one of those sets it's World Series, right? They could have got 10, let's just say five, like five, World Series MVPs to sign cards. Like they could have got Bill Mazeroski. They could have got Reggie Jackson. I mean, they had a whole Reggie Jackson insert set. Like, wouldn't it have been cool to have him autograph like some of those cards? I mean, they had some opportunity here to make this set really cool. I mean, could you imagine like a Joe Carter MVP card? I mean, like, maybe some recent guys, but they had some shots. Like, this would have been, again, they were not that far away, honestly. If they had inserted some autographs in this set, oh, here we go. 1996 MVP collection, John Wetland. I forgot John Wetland was a MVP. That is really crazy. That just doesn't, kind of read about him. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, John Wetland. Wow. Twins, champs. So, but again, like that they could have. They were close, right? They had 1-1s. They had 1 in 98. Parallel. They had embossed cards. They were really close to having this set be really cool. And if they would have put those autographs in it, just 4 or 5, 10, former World Series MVPs, I think, that you would have had people busting this product looking for those autographs pretty much to this day. Like, you would see people really thinking this product was really cool. There's a Derek Jeter. There we go. No, I guess it's cool. Great photo, right? Chano Park. So yeah, like it's that's what I think about the 90s a lot, is that some sets killed it. Like, some sets just did more than you would expect from those sets. One of my favorite sets of all time, for a lot of reasons, the 97 Finest set. It's just like they kept going and going. They went, okay, we'll give you refractors, but we'll give you, embossed refractors, and we'll give you embossed die cut refractors. And, like, they kept upping the ante with every, it was like every card they kept upping the ante, and it's just like, there you go. Oh man, same card twice in a row. The 90s. And that's why I look at that set. Like, that set doesn't even need autographs, right? It just kept upping the ante with the card design, right? And some sets, like had, Skybox, the EX sets, just, crazy inserts and like just innovative, design and numbering of the sets to make the rarity there for people to want to bust boxes and look for those cards. Ooh, look at this one. Now this is probably the best designed, because it's got, a little, it's not embossed, but it kind of, you can see how it stands out there. Autumn. So this is the Autumn exclusive, right? Or Autumn Excellence. Mickey Mantle. And again, there was a gold version, which I don't know the difference between the regular and the gold, right? So let's go back to our little odds here. Autumn Excellence Gold, 1 in 240, and Autumn Excellence 1 in 24. That's at minimum, that's a 1 box hit, 1 per box. And again, the MVPs, you get 6 of those. Reggie Jackson picks, 2 of those, 1 of these. And 1 in 10 boxes, you get the gold. So I'm not sure that, I don't think that's the gold. Just by looking at it, it doesn't seem like that's what that card would be. But I like it. I like the design. There's a Greg Maddux. Very cool. But yeah, like I like that design. I'm not seeing, and I'm not sure. Again, I'm assuming if it was gold, it would maybe have it on the back somewhere. It would say gold on the front. So I love the fact it's Mickey Mantle though. But that little bit of foil, that little bit of shine, it is kind of stamped in there. so it gives it a little bit of a 3D effect. It's well designed. Like, that's a nice looking little insert. So yeah, like, and by this time, I mean, like, by 98, you know, one of the things that you got to say is, like, you know, manufacturers had kind of figured some stuff out. Like, they knew what collectors like. They knew how to design a card to look nice if they wanted to. They knew how to make a set expensive or cheap. You know, they knew what they had to do to get collectors kind of interested in it. Another MVP collection, Frank Robinson. So there's a lot of things that was going on where they, you know, like, I look at this like, you know, this is, a lot of this stuff is very intentional. You know, like, why isn't there autographs in the set? Well, trying to hit a price point. You know, so again, when you're putting sets out there, you know, and back in the day, like, this time period was really, I think 98, between 97 and 98 is the high peak in terms of amount of sets that were ever issued. So to me, that is sort of like, this is like right when they were just pumping sets out left and right to make money on that, on their investment in the license. So Pedro, Andy Pettit. So this looks like one of those sets that was just developed to you know, continue to make as much money as possible on that license, right? I'm assuming they had to pay for the Sports Illustrated license, so they wanted to use that license up as well. So this looks like one of those sets that really was about, you know, the license that they needed to use up more than it was anything else. So Kevin Napier, another kind of cool. 74. So this is the year I was born. All right, there we go. Reggie's Picks. That's our second one, and Frank Thomas. So I like those a lot. So that's cool. I hit an insert of a player I like. Never seen that card before. So, and that's cool. Tony Gwynn and Hideo Nomo with the Mets. So yeah, I love that card. I've never seen that card. Just very cool. I'm hitting a couple players. So these cards are going to go in my collection. So yeah, it's fun opening, getting a few cards for the OPC. You know, cards that I was not aware of before that look really nice. Henry Rodriguez. So it doesn't look like we've hit any parallels. I've not noticed any parallels. I don't know if you guys have seen any. You know, it looks like so far everything's been pretty much base and a few inserts. I haven't seen anything that looked different. And then another MVP collection, Oral Hershiser. Yeah, it's a cool Braves card, and then it's got the thing on the back. This is 95. So again, this is close to when the set was issued, and there is Barry Bonds. So we've hit the Bonds, the Griffey, the Jeter base cards, Frank Thomas insert set. So pretty cool. So last pack, are we going to hit anything extraordinarily cool? I don't. You know, it's hard, so I'm not sure we are. We got Ramos Ramirez, Mike Messina. And there we go. Nope, no inserts or no parallels. It's kind of a bummer. But let's look at our actual inserts we got. So base cards, we got the Bonds. I know we hit a Jeter. And then we hit the Griffey. So we hit one of each of our, no Frank Thomas, but we did get an insert. And then I just pulled this kind of cool Pirates moment card. I just thought it was really cool. So here is MVP collection. We got Oral Hershiser. Again, these are 1 of 4. Frank Robinson. So we got 2. We got John Wetland. 3. Paul Malders. 4. Willie Stargell, my favorite by far, and Brett Saberhagen. So that's our 6 of those. So let's get 2 Reggie picks, and we got a Frank Thomas, which is awesome, and a Greg Maddux, which is pretty cool too. And then our 1 per box Autumn Excellence, we got a Mickey Mantle, which is pretty awesome. So all in all, I mean, very fun. I mean, if I could get these at a really discounted price from a dealer, I would probably open 4 or 5 more just to try to get one of those cool parallels that a 101 or the one or the numbered on 98, or a gold version of that. That'd be cool. For the price point, it's definitely a fun little rip. The cards are nice, a lot nicer than you actually think they're going to be. When I first looked at this product, I thought it was going to be a very cheap looking design, very cheap looking card, and it's not that. They're very nice. They're 2 or 3 things away from the set actually being really nice. Could have been one of those cool sets from the 90s that under the radar but had lots of value, but they were just 2 or 3 steps away from having a set that was kind of low-key awesome. But it's very nice for $35. So if you can get a box out there for under $40, I would advise you to buy it. It's fun. And let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.